Previously on the road to rank 50. I escaped prison.
You all run away.
Got a new hat. Stole an ugly horse, which I got to keep. Yay. And got my first taste of competitive multiplayer. But now, the journey continues. This is the second week of my 10-week challenge to get to rank 50 in Red Dead Online. And sweet prairie dogs, this week was a struggle. It's worth pointing out that at the time I was documenting this week's journey, Red Dead Online was still in beta. So there were a few technical issues which may have been ironed out by the time you're watching this. The performance in the multiplayer games, however, is all me. And lastly, thank you for all your comments on the last episode. I do read them all, so please keep adding in your tips and suggestions, and maybe I'll get better. I start this week's journey with a story mission, and my first wrong assumption. Having done some of the story missions on the way to rank 5, I assumed that selecting Quick Join from the menu would put me in a lobby with people who were at the same stage in the story as me, thus allowing us to play the mission together. I assumed this because it's logical, and obviously, I assumed wrong. I'm seemingly just thrown into a lobby that needed an extra player, and now I'm watching a cutscene that makes no sense.
Well, ain't much I can do about it.
Who's this guy? Why are we doing stuff for him?
I seem like some kind of liar. Is that why you won't help me?
What followed was actually a pretty good story mission called The Right Side of the Tracks, that ends with each of your posse chasing down an outlaw on horseback and lassoing them off their horse before taking them to the train tracks, where we can decide to leave them there or set them free via a vote. Everyone seems to be playing nice here, so we set them free and collect our money.
Let's go then. Our quarrel's with Clinton, not them.
Despite now knowing that I won't be continuing my story by selecting Quick Join, I do it again. No idea why, just do. However, it fails to load and all I get is an error code and returned to free roam. Clearly desperate to earn some more XP, and fast, I decide that now is the time to return to a series playlist. The first game type is Most Wanted, a variation on Deathmatch where the higher up the leaderboard you get, the more points you're worth to other players. When I start, I'm already 17 points behind the leader. My first kill, however, gets me those 17 points, but by that stage, the leader has 63. I continue to get shot and give everyone else points, until at one stage I just jump on the ground for no reason. Twice. The rest of the game consisted of me spawning in, running towards the action, and dying like this. And this. And this. At one stage, this lady even tackles me to the ground and strangles me to death. I don't even know how to do that. I lose. The winner has 248 points. I have 61. I'm not really having fun. Someone commented on last week's video saying that they were getting GTA Online flashbacks watching me not kill people. That's exactly what this is like. But they did offer some advice. Snap aim while pulling back slightly on the left stick and you'll get a headshot every time. Okay, we'll see. Name your weapon, a match type I've played before, is next. This one felt better. Maybe that tip is all I needed, but I do seem to have developed a unique technique of jumping when I see people instead of aiming my weapon at them, because I'm a fumbling idiot. Despite getting 5 kills here, I lose, obviously. This pattern continues in hostile territory, a capture the flag mode, but to be fair this time it was only me and one other player on my team, so we didn't really stand a chance. And oh look, the prestigious award of no-show. Lucky me. Having had enough of repeatedly getting shot in the face, I quit back to free roam. The first thing you always do here is whistle for your horse. And my horse is now apparently deaf as well as ugly. I swear, Dominus, if you keep this up, I'll lead you to the gators and leave you there. During my horse calling time, I'm invited to a free roam event, which, it turns out, is just like multiplayer, only on a different map. Wanna have a guess what happened? Correct. I lost. So it's back to the story missions for me, and because I didn't learn the first time, I select Quick Join again.
We'll get your saloon back. Or they will.
Thank you kindly.
I think you're supposed to at least start this mission with a few stealth kills, but once those red dots appear on the radar, it's weapons free for this posse. I spent a lot of time looting the bodies of the men we'd killed, which meant I was nowhere near the scene when my buddies caught up with the lieutenant. Still, after some more killing, we catch up with Montez and I expertly lasso him off the carriage and onto the floor. Except this isn't Montez. He's run off and has almost got away in the confusion.
Alfredo Montez. It's been quite a time chasing you, my friend.
This is for me by far the best way to earn XP, and it's the most fun. So it's back to the Quick Join menu for more. I've all but given up doing the story missions in order now, and I don't really think it matters. Essentially, everybody wants somebody else dead, but for one reason or another, they can't kill them themselves, so now you have to do it. In the case of more than one way to earn a buck, a bunch of men are hauled up in Fort Wallace and need to die, but you do get the added bonus of blowing up some ammunition dumps. The reason I wasn't doing the missions in order is because the markers are always so far away from where I am on the map. Just look at this. Do you see how far that is? But what that means is that all the ones I'm doing don't actually count towards my story progression. It's time to bite the bullet and just go there. On the way, I pass a barber's in Valentine, and there's no way I'm not sorting out this ridiculous hair. Half my funds later, yep, half, and I look a little bit better. Still not great, but better. It honestly takes me 10 minutes to get from Valentine to Blackwater, and when you're trying to rank up fast, that's a long time not to be earning XP. Alright, so I stopped to kill a whitetail buck on the way, but even so. I dropped the buck off at the butcher's and oh shit, what the f happened to you?
Lucky this is popular, how common it is.
Anyway, after I'd recovered from that trauma, I make it to Hawley, and he tasks me with visiting 3 sheriffs in the area and helping them out. All the sheriffs want somebody dead, and despite half the posse quitting out mid-mission, and this guy walking out into a barrage of bullets, we, and by that I mean I, finish the mission by taking the outlaw back to the sheriff.
Nice seeing you again, buddy.
I'm now at rank 7, and seemingly forgetting how much I didn't enjoy the competitive experience just a few hours ago, jump into a showdown playlist. Again, I seriously don't know what I was thinking. I stay in this for over an hour, ranking up loss after loss after loss. And you know what the best thing is? I keep forgetting to buy ammo at the start of each match, so end up with 6 bullets every time I respawn, and no way to get any more until the next match, where I promptly forget to buy bullets again. I really hope this becomes an automated process where, if you try to enter a multiplayer match with a limited amount of ammo, the game will ask you if you'd like to buy some before you ready up. I didn't even do anything that notable in these matches, just died along. At one point I even tried switching to first person in the hope that my aim would somehow be better. It wasn't. And I forgot to buy bullets! Again. I also got so mad around this point that I almost threw things around the room. Just look. How did I not win that? Oh right, because I didn't buy any bullets. Box. You. You. Despite being terrible, I'm up to rank 9 after all that, so with just a few more bits of XP to earn, I decide it's time to turn my hand to horse racing. Except I'm only allowed to watch a race at first, and then the game gets confused, thinks I've won, even though I was just watching, and then promptly disconnects me from the server. Now, here's the thing. I have the Ultimate Edition, which means you get free stuff. Free stuff I've forgotten to collect until now. I say forgot, I also didn't know how to get it. Turns out it's as simple as opening your catalogue and buying all the free things. F my life. There's just time for 1 or 2 last missions before I call it a day, so I head to the mission marker and start matchmaking. And do you know what mission it is? Yep, it's the one I did at the very start, that I've already completed. Only this time the team aren't as competent. We failed the first time because Grand Blank's 974 left. Cheers mate. But having done this mission once before, once we got the bodies to the train track, I thought I'd vote to leave them on the track this time, just to see what happens. But the vote was split, and I assume from the message we got to move the people off the track, the game picks the morally good option in this situation. So I walk onto the track, pick up a body, a cutscene plays...
For a moment I thought you were gonna let that train ride right over us.
And then... what the hell? On the way to the next mission, I get stuck down the side of this cliff for ages, because I always assume I know better than the marked path and go off route to get there faster. When I eventually get there though, the mission is another good one, involving a shootout, of course, but then an escort mission. I do accidentally shoot this horse in the throat. And then this one just collapses, but let's gloss over that.
Thank you for being a decent human being.
And after that, I'm at rank 10, which comes with a whole bunch of unlocks. I'm happier with my character now that he's had a shave and got some decent clothes, but if I'm honest, I'm still struggling to really enjoy the competitive side of Red Dead Online. Still, the missions are good, and you do get a fair amount of XP for the time and effort you have to put into them. Next week, More missions, and I might finally get a new horse.